They met as teenagers. Two boys with big dreams and nothing but hope for the future. Through school, struggles, heartbreaks, and years of sacrifice, they stood by each other's side. Together, they built an empire. Together, they became successful. Everyone admired their friendship. Everyone envied their bond. But behind the success, behind the smiles, lies a secret neither of them dares to confess. A secret that could change everything. A secret that could destroy the friendship they spent 17 years building. This is the story of Tunde and Emeka. For as long as anyone could remember, Tunde and Emeka had been inseparable. They met in secondary school in Port Harcourt when they were just 13 years old. Back then, they were complete opposites. Tunde was the quiet boy who always sat in the front row. Emeka was the troublemaker who never stopped talking. Yet somehow they became best friends. Through WEC examinations, university struggles, poverty, heartbreaks, and endless dreams, they remained together. Now at 30 years old, they owned one of Lagos' fastest-growing technology companies. People admired them. Employees envied their friendship. Investors trusted them. Everyone believed they were living the perfect life. But nobody knew the truth. The truth was that every time Tunde looked at Emeka, he felt something far deeper than friendship. A feeling he had buried for years. A feeling he could never confess. Not in Nigeria. Not to his best friend. Not to anyone. One afternoon, the company celebrated landing a massive contract worth millions. The office erupted in cheers. Employees danced. Champagne bottles popped. Everyone gathered around the two founders. Emeka threw his arm around Tunde's shoulder. "We did it, my brother." The simple touch made Tunde's heart race. He smiled. "Yeah, we did." But inside, he hated himself for feeling the way he did. Later that evening, they met at their favorite rooftop restaurant, a tradition they had maintained since university. Whenever something good happened, they celebrated there. The city lights sparkled around them. For a moment, it felt like old times. Just the two of them. Then Adiz arrived. She wrapped her arms around Emeka. Tunde immediately looked away, trying not to feel jealous, trying not to imagine what it would be like if he could love openly, trying not to imagine what could never be. As the night continued, Adiz suddenly smiled. "You two act like a married couple." Everyone laughed. Even Emeka laughed. But Tunde froze. For a split second, Emeka's eyes met his. Neither laughed anymore. Neither looked away. Something unspoken passed between them. Something dangerous. Then Emeka quickly changed the topic. Days later, Tunde stayed late at the office. Everyone had gone home. The building was silent. He was reviewing documents when he heard footsteps. "Emeka, what are you still doing here?" "Working." "You work too much." Tunde smiled. "So do you." They sat together, just like they had done thousands of times before, talking about life, success, dreams, the future. Then Emeka suddenly asked a question. A strange question. One he had never asked before. "Tunde. Yeah. Have you ever loved someone you knew you could never have?" Tunde's heart nearly stopped. For a moment, neither man moved. Neither breathed. Neither looked away. Then Emeka's phone rang. "Adiz." The moment disappeared instantly. Emeka stood. "I should go." Tunde nodded. "Yeah." Emeka walked away, leaving Tunde staring after him, wondering what that question truly meant, wondering if he was imagining things, wondering if after all these years, Emeka might feel the same way. That night, as Tunde prepared for bed, his phone vibrated. A message from Emeka. Only 4 words. "We need to talk," begins with Tunde staring at his phone. The message from Emeka still glowed on the screen. "We need to talk." His heart pounded. For several minutes, he simply stared at the words. After all these years, why did those 4 words scare him so much? Finally, he replied, "Okay." "When?" Almost immediately, Emeka responded, "Tomorrow after work." Nothing more. Tunde barely slept that night. His mind replayed 17 years of friendship. The laughter, the struggles, the victories, and the feelings he had spent years hiding. Feelings he had convinced himself would disappear someday. But they never did. The next morning, Tunde arrived at the office earlier than usual. He tried to bury himself in work. Emails, contracts, meetings, anything to stop thinking. But every time he looked up, he found himself searching for Emeka. And every time he saw him, his chest tightened. Meanwhile, Emeka wasn't doing much better. During a meeting, an investor asked him a simple question. He didn't even hear it. His thoughts were somewhere else. After the meeting ended, one of the managers laughed. "Boss, where exactly is your mind today?" Emeka forced a smile. "Just tired." But he knew he wasn't tired. He was confused. Confused by feelings he had never allowed himself to examine. Confused by the question he had almost asked Tunde the night before. Confused by why Tunde seemed to be the only person who could make him feel both comfortable and nervous at the same time. That evening, Adiz visited the office. She brought lunch for Emeka. As usual, she greeted Tunde warmly. "Tunde, have you eaten?" He smiled. "Not yet." "Good. I brought enough food for both of you." The three of them sat together laughing and sharing stories. To Adiz, they looked exactly as they always had. Two best friends who had built a life together. After work, Emeka called. "I'm outside." Tunde looked through the office window and saw Emeka waiting beside his car. Minutes later, they were driving through Lagos in silence. Eventually, Tunde spoke. "So where are we going?" Emeka smiled. "You'll see." 20 minutes later, they arrived at an old football field. The same field where they had spent countless afternoons as teenagers. The same field where their friendship truly began. Tunde laughed softly. "I haven't been here in years." "Neither have I." For a while, they simply walked across the field, remembering, laughing, sharing old stories. For the first time in days, the tension between them eased. As the sun began to set, they sat on the empty bleachers. The sky glowed orange and gold. Neither wanted to leave. Finally, Emeka broke the silence. "Do you ever think about how different life could have been?" Tunde looked at him. "What do you mean?" "If we hadn't met." Tunde smiled. "My life would have been boring." Emeka laughed. "Mine too." Then his smile faded. "I don't think I would have made it this far without you." The words hit Tunde harder than they should have. He looked away, trying to hide the emotions rising inside him. "You would have." "No." Emeka shook his head. "I mean it." For a moment, neither spoke. The silence felt different, heavy, dangerous, yet comforting at the same time. Suddenly, Emeka's phone rang. "Adiz." The moment disappeared. Emeka answered. "Hey!" Adiz's cheerful voice filled the speaker. "Don't forget dinner tomorrow." Emeka smiled. "I won't." After the call ended, Tunde forced a smile. "You should get going." "Yeah." But neither moved. Neither seemed ready for the evening to end. The next day, the company hosted a major press conference. Journalists filled the hall. Cameras flashed. Questions came one after another. One reporter smiled. "What's the secret behind your success?" Emeka immediately answered. "Trust." Tunde nodded. "Friendship." The audience applauded. The answer sounded simple, but to both men it meant far more than anyone realized. That night, Tunde returned home. As he prepared for bed, his phone buzzed. A message from Emeka. He smiled before even opening it. Then he read the words. His eyes widened. The message read, "There's something I've wanted to tell you for a long time." His heart pounded. Another message appeared. Tunde quickly tapped the screen. But before he could read it, the screen went black. Battery dead. Tunde froze. "Nu, nu, nu, nu." He desperately searched for his charger, but it was nowhere in sight. Meanwhile, somewhere across Lagos, Emeka sat alone in his apartment, staring at his own phone, waiting and waiting for a reply that never came. Pause. What was Emeka about to say? Will Tunde discover the truth? Or will one missed message change everything? Find out in episode 2.